Welcome to another Feed Me More Nutrition Wednesday live. The big guy Ryback here. And welcome Instagram, TikTok, the big guy Ryback 22. TikTok killing it. Instagram killing it as well. The Instagram engagement is way up, I've noticed here for a lot of my posts. And a lot of odd things happening. We did a little test earlier. We're not doing station head right now. I don't know what the deal with that's going to be. It's been a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's just not. I ordered the pieces, and we'll have to see. I'll deal with that with their tech team. We won't dwell on negatives on that too long. But good to see all of you guys. Busy day. Just did a monster leg workout, and got a couple Chipotle sofrita burritos, vegan burritos on the way, and then. What do I have to do? There was something I got to do. I've been dealing with Feed Me More Nutrition stuff all morning, marketing calls, and ay caramba, a lot. Fulfillment stuff, manufacturer stuff around the horn. But here we are, making time and try to answer your questions, health and fitness, supplements, nutrition, and some pro wrestling. If you got any questions, and not just about me, just about things in general. And we'll do our best to have some friendly conversation for about an hour. What's going on? Instagram. I can't bring any of you guys in on the Instagram or TikTok. I could read your questions, though, I just can't because everything is synced up through here. Coins coming in on TikTok. I'm not really sure. What are the coins? What's the coin deal all about? Thank you very much, Dynamo. Miss you guys too. I'm doing very well, guys. Staying busy, making content, trying to do things to keep content getting seen. Attention is the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. I've learned that from Grant Cardone. Sell or be sold. Attention, good or bad, get their attention. Preferably is in good ways, but you can't control what goes through other people's minds. And I don't try to control what goes through other people's minds. Energy, good or bad, is processed the same in the Feed Me More machine. Negative energy gets turned into positive energy. Positive energy gets turned into positive energy. It's all the same. So attention is the name of the game. And we're going to get a lot of attention month after month here as these summer months are going and the big guys feeling better and better. Big day on the shoulder yesterday. I got a brand new area of scar tissue we have not been able to get. My shoulder feels better today than it has in 5 years. And this is why we keep going and keep grinding away. And a lot of cool things on the horizon. So can't really say too much, but we've got a lot of good things going on. No, so the shoulder treatment, that was just, so he does hammering. That was just specifically for a video. And I'm like, doing stupid scream. Next week when we do one, I'll do one with Dr. Sean where I was like, it's not the tumor, it's my trap. Freaking jacked. And watch that video. We'll get in the millions. That video is already at 1.5 million on TikTok. Do a little video, put a hammer time, a little MC hammer. Back in my day, educate the kids on MC. Attention. That's why I want my Twitter firing. Certain people go, oh, you're crying about Twitter. Motherfucker, you think that's crying, wanting to have engagement for a business? That's called hustling. That's called being proactive and getting the job done and staying on their candy asses until I get the results that I should be getting, because it's completely unwarranted and I'm going to get it because I don't stop. I just block people that have that mindset. I'm like, little bitch, block, moving on. The signature says, thoughts on Yohimbine. Can you shout out my son, Xavier? Well, we've just done that. What's going on, Xavier? How much cardio is needed when cutting while maintaining? I'm currently doing 1 hour and a half. That could be, that's pretty excessive. I don't know if you're doing weights at all. You can do too much cardio, I feel like. Even though I'm a cardio machine, I just did an hour on the elliptical myself after my leg workout, which usually on leg days, I don't do my hard conditioning because my legs are fried. And I give my upper body a day of rest usually. you want to make sure, like sometimes, and this is just what I see with people, sometimes people that do a lot of cardio like that, and I'm not saying this is you, they eat really, really bad. And then they got to do all the cardio just to kind of look the same or not put on too much body fat. So there's a fine line. And there's also ways of increasing your cardio with intensity and doing like burpees and jump rope and battle ropes and things to really, really get your heart rate up. Assault bike, assault runner, running on an incline, depending on what you can or can't do. That can keep your metabolism elevated for longer in the day. I would add matcha green tea, whether you get that from the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner or just take matcha green tea from the tea bag form. Can increase your metabolism anywhere 10 to 12, some studies 15%. And throw a couple tea bags in a day or a couple servings of the Shell Shock, you're going to increase your metabolism as well with that. Yohimbine, I love it. Been a big fan of that for a long time. We have 5 milligrams in our Wake Up Unlimited Energy that I believe stacks amazingly well with the ginseng and caffeine, along with all the pump ingredients that we use. Big fan of Yohimbine, though. Also, pretty good for the blood flow to the old Willie. My day is going very well. Thank you very much. Big Guy's back live, guys. Saw there was some releases today, too, with WWE, and I put out a tweet. It could be the best thing that ever happened to everybody. There's not a negative in it with the right mindset. And like I said, it was the greatest thing that ever let me not get. I didn't get fired. I walked out. I essentially fired them, and then the contract ran out, and I turned down the offer that I had. Best decision I ever made leaving. And I say that, and that's not. I just speak honestly, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like a lot of people are afraid that think if you speak your mind and speak honestly. I've done it from the start, and I've told the truth, and I've told the truth about everything, just straight up. And I don't care if you believe me or not. It's consistent and it's the truth. And everything is always checked out to verify it that it's the truth on that. But those people that were released are gonna do well for themselves if they want, with the right mindset and whatnot. And but interesting nonetheless. And things happen, though. You never know what the deal is. I've talked about a couple years ago now, talked about WWE being bought out by Disney. I'm telling you guys, or Fox, or whoever it's going to be, when it happens, it is going to happen by a major corporation. No one person could run that. It's too big for Vince at this point. That's why there's so many holes in the game, but he concentrates on revenue, and he's a master at that. And I give him that. I just think it sucks that it comes at the expense of human beings and with all that. But he's a brilliant businessman on certain aspects of things. He doesn't do things what I feel a quality person would do business as over time, and we've seen that with that. But it's just too big, and I do think the company gets sold eventually as well. And everything I've said has always been spot on. I don't like it's not like making shit up. So, but I think those guys will all, and who knows? There's multiple wrestling companies now. It's I almost think I have mixed theories on it. You know, I do believe Vince almost wants one more challenge. And I think he's like giving them, here, take some extra pieces. Let's have a little war. And if he loses, he's at the end anyways. That's how I think he thinks. I don't think I'm that far off. He's like, he needs excitement in his life. He doesn't have anything exciting anymore. And not just like it's, I just think it could be one last challenge. He's really secretly hoping AEW like takes off, and he's giving them some help. He's like, here, take some of our guys. Please give me a challenge, and like in a good way, like to make it interesting. I don't know. Because some of those I look at, I go, I don't know if I would release those people, but no, I have not seen any of his comments at all. I don't know who that is. I am the forehead of the table. Yeah, I really like Aleister Black as well. I thought back when he first debuted and he had that music, and if I was in those creative meetings, I feel like I don't know how you don't. But before, when they still had crowds, you could see that there was something there, and you don't capitalize on it. It's not. That's just the way that it is, and you know, it's happened how many times to how many people? So at all different levels. Justin, what's going on, buddy? We will get some people in here in a minute. Amazon bought MGM. WWE would be great for them. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on with Amazon. Amazon is they're I just saw they're going to stop testing their employees for weed, and there's some talks going on that with them in the marijuana space. Bezos, I truly believe, and I've talked about this. I truly think he wants to rule the world, and he's like pretty damn close. Like I'm talking very, very. He's very powerful. I mean, there's never been anything like this. And when you get that powerful and you have that much money, your money could gobble up whatever you want at a certain point. And I think that process is well underway. So, but yeah, it would be interesting if WWE did. It's going to happen at some point. It is. And I think that ensures with Vince that it carries on far past when he's gone. Like I said, I don't think that one person, and I told you guys that, and I don't think anyone in the family, nobody wants that ship. It's not a pleasant life. And I think it was his creation. It's like me with my business and growing it. He's very passionate about it. And there's going to come a point though, where that time comes. Elon Musk as well, but Elon gives me the vibe of he wants the world to just be a better place. I don't know. That's just for whatever I've seen on some Rogan stuff. And Jeff, I feel like I get the whip in the hand, trying to stand on a mountaintop with all the army and military and just ruling the world. Bezos gives me just a different vibe. And I talk because I've dealt with Amazon for a long time with my supplements, and I could see it's kind of like me working with WWE before. And I know how I am as a person and how I operate in business, and I just go, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, Bezos is on a whole other level, man. Whole other level. It's scary. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm all for people making money, but there comes a point where that money, you gotta, I don't know. You can do a lot of good with that. A lot of good. You can solve a lot of problems, and oftentimes that's not the case that we see. And you ask yourself, well, why are they going? What's the drive for what they're trying to do? And that I don't know. Yeah, and I think money's great. We need money. Money's oxygen. We should all strive to have as much of it as we can, along with happiness and success. But yeah, I don't know. There are definitely a lot of Lex Luthors in the world. I agree. Capitalism for bad is why we're in the position that we're in from a world standpoint. Good to see all of you guys. I'm not at any events coming up. We just started putting out. I haven't even done some of my posts yet today. I'll probably start doing maybe some autograph signings here. Select things if it can work out, and just on the weekend here and there, maybe if book a couple here, a couple there, and but I will be doing autograph signings. And whereas before I wasn't doing anything, we were just turning down everything because of Sophie. But I'll be able to travel a little bit here. I'd actually kind of look forward to it. It'd be nice to to get out a bit now that crowds are back, and I think independent shows and whatever they do, I think just signings really, really interest me right now while I'm kind of got everything going on. No, I think it's great Impact Wrestling. I don't watch a lot of that. It's just, I mean, I watch WWE a bit and AEW mostly. Every once in a while I'll see a little bit and pieces of Impact. I'm very good friends with Heath, and which we've had conversations, but I think it's great. Like I'm happy. Like I love that there's options. I don't watch a lot of TV. It's not like in front of me. Like I know the other ones, I know when they're on TV, but the little that I've seen, I think it's great. And I think they have a ton of great talent. Super chat, Steven Cena. I hope you come back to wrestling again, Ryback. That's the game plan with everything that we're doing. Just got to see if the right creative and right story and the right fit, and business is good for everybody, you know? Main thing is too, and I'm getting closer and closer. My body's really responding well as I'm able to lift more and more. Like yesterday, I had one of the best arm workouts in the last 5 years. My shoulder's not grinding because we're getting the last scar tissue that's kind of pushing into the joint, that's causing the unnatural range of motion at different times. And like now everything's just like, it's like my shoulder, it's crazy. It's as if nothing ever happened. And that's from all the bioaccelerator stem cells and all the stem cell procedures here, all that. And like my whole side was atrophied, the lat, like it's all come back. Now it's just getting all the remaining range of motion and getting rid of this little bit of grinding we're having, so I could really, really, just like I said, be my best. And we're getting closer every week. Yeah, I'm not familiar with anything going on. Somebody mentioned something with the John Cena China stuff, and I don't know, guys. You're dealing with countries and a lot of money on the line, and sometimes you're just told what to do. Vince in China with WWE, could have been a phone call from Vince saying, apologize to China. I don't know. And anybody in that position probably would do it, because you're risking a lot. And there's a lot of crazy things in the world at that level that you probably don't even want to be involved with. But I see your comments, Justin, buddy. We're not doing any talks right now. Just ask your question on here and I'll see. What is my opinion on energy drinks? So anything with artificial sweeteners or colors, aspartame, sucralose, and then the artificial, the food dyes, all trash. And I think the people that run them are trash. And I think the fact that they're selling them is absolute bullshit. And if they're affiliated with them, I think it's absolute garbage. People know better, I'm telling you. And more companies are now switching to the natural sweeteners, but they don't know how to make them taste good. And that's one of the troubles I've been dealing with. Is one of the first companies doing this, and we're gonna lead the space in it. It's the future, and it's now. People are going to see through all these studies and everything with all the negative side effects on this stuff. Man, the people that do it, they know better, and it bothers me. But at the end of the day, my goal is just focus on my business and give an alternative for good. Stay away from the Bang Energies and the sugar-free Red Bulls. And, if you're going to have one, even though drinking the sugar, make sure you do it. I would have the sugar over the artificial sweeteners, even though I think that can be excessive. I think sugar in that form, it doesn't hit the same as sugar in fruits. But I think it's better than drinking. If you're having one a day, I think it's better to count the calories and that towards your calories for the day than have one of the diet ones. Yo, Man of Steel, what's going on, buddy? Justin, good to see you. Thank you very much, Gene. Everybody, TikTok, good. Thank you for joining Instagram. We guys, right now too, I got to mention it with Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com. We're giving away all of June the Feed Me More Nutrition bumper stickers and the Feed Me More Nutrition ankle socks. Here, you get a free pair of ankle socks, and then you could purchase more if you would like on the website as well under Weight Belts and Apparel. But that's our free gift for the month. We have the Feed Me More Nutrition weight straps, lifting straps, workout gloves, gym bags. And then all the supplements, our 2 Sweet Insulin Optimizer Glucose Support is now up for pre-sale as well, guys, so you can get all your orders on feedmemore.com. Good to see all of you guys. Having the issues you've had, have you tried yoga? Yeah, so stopping yoga and stretching is what helped me get a lot better. It was hurting me. And it was actually hurting me when I was in WWE doing the yoga. And I didn't realize it because it was causing instability with my particular situation. I do think stretching in things to various degrees, depending on the activity you're about to do, and things is very beneficial in warming up the muscles properly. But there's mixed theories. I find now stretching for me is a little more beneficial, doing it here and there for certain things with my shoulder, and then I'll do certain things for my legs before I, running and things like that, just to get the muscles warmed up. But going vegan, the inflammation of my body is pretty much non-existent. My flexibility is better being vegan than when I used to eat all the meat and dairy and stretch all the time for like 30, 45 minutes before every workout. And I was in so much pain. And I look back and I just see people stretching now, and I'm like, what a waste of time, because I'm so much in, like, again, depends if your job calls for it, different situation. But I think sometimes and what I do in my lifting and for the, like, if I'm going to go into a match and I want to make sure I'm going to be throwing, meat chin music, this big guy version of the super kick, I'll make sure I do a little extra hip and inner groin stretches, couple things with my legs, make sure that range of motion is there and easily there, and then I'm good to go. What else am I going to go past that? And so I do exercises to strengthen my core, and then for my shoulder, stretching does nothing for you when you have a shoulder that is frozen and has scar tissue everywhere in it. Stretching hurts and is actually bad for it. And I would do that, and it would cause massive inflammation past what it already was, because everything's just all locked down. And that's when I figured out, I go, and working with some of the people I was working with, I'm the one dealing with it all. And I was just able to put it together. I go through them. I go, I got to fucking break up all this scar tissue. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because everything is all glued down, but we did it. And I just went one day at a time, and I stayed positive, and I had to grit my teeth on some things. And here we are. Another super chat. Who's going to throw the super chats at the big guy today? Veganism seems high in sodium. What is your advice? I don't understand that one bit. I think if you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables, if you use canned foods, get the no sodium added version of those. There's plant-based meats that have better sodium ratios than the others. And on top of that, if you are active, you need a certain level of sodium. Sodium is not horrible for you, but you can go in excess of it when you're eating a lot of canned foods, a lot of processed foods. So, yeah, and that goes the same for being a meat eater. It's actually with the sodium that's put in all the fast food on that. You know what I mean? So it comes down to eating the foods that were put on the planet. That's how you avoid high sodium in general, though. Yeah, we talked about that, Chris, on the beginning of the show. Canned food, though. You guys want it? You put in a can. I use a lot of different vegetables when I'm cooking, and like sometimes I go, like, if I buy like I'll buy the cans of corn. I gotta get the low sodium ones. And I was looking, they were out of them, and they bought me the other day for my Instacart delivery. They bought me just the regular corn, organic corn, but it has sodium. There's like 200 or 300 milligrams per serving. There's 3.5 servings in a can. I believe it's over 1,000 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams of sodium, and that's just one can. I mix sometimes multiple cans if I don't have the fresh produce in my refrigerator, and I mix and match. Usually, I just cut things up, buy it fresh. I got like Yukon potatoes in there, cut up some potatoes, and the corn. If you can get the corn on the cob, just shave it off and put it in there. It's all that, or if you can get the low sodium kind, that's easier. But anytime you buy produce, you're going to get it cheaper anyways. And I do that with a lot of things. And then some things like my mushrooms, I'll just buy the frozen organic version sometimes of those because it's easier. And then I'm cutting up so many things. But yeah, the more fresh fruits and vegetables and produce that we eat, the better. Ryan Blade says, I know you might get this a lot, but which would you go to if you had to choose Impact Wrestling, AEW, or Ring of Honor? I'm not my goal right now is just to get healthy. And I think I've expressed enough in the past with everything. My goal and everything I'm doing is major television. There's no restart on this. There's not. I say that humbly. I know who and what I am, and I think there's a lot that's gone on in this. And after overcoming all of this, we will see. And I'm in a great place in my life, so I don't have to do anything silly. And I think it will all work out for everyone. My goal is just to get as healthy as possible. Justin, do you find it hard to maintain muscle while losing fat? Not at all. It's typically not an issue. I've done it for so long. And you want to typically try to keep your strength as high as possible, which I have a gauge on everything that I do. So I always keep that so I'm consistently pushing myself still. And I try to do it where I fuel myself, even if my calories, and I start cutting my carbs a bit, I'll make sure I put my carb meal the first 2 meals of the day, morning and then going into training, so that I'm fueled for a super hard training session to power through it, and then go into the later end of the day where the carbs are cut down more. Not too difficult at all. And I've just been doing it for so long. I don't right now. I keep my calories pretty consistent every day on what I'm eating right now. And I'm going by the mirrors as I'm seeing my body kind of shift back. As I'm able to train my chest and shoulders more, my chest is starting to the muscle tissues, and I could feel the difference, that where it was more flat the last 5 years from everything in my shoulders, I couldn't move the weight that I used to do. And people like to think I've been on TRT since I was 28. I'm not a steroid abuser. I'm in the normal range. I have normal testosterone. That's why I think I laugh when all the greats in the past, that's the difference, is I'm not on the drugs on this, and I have to train really, really hard to keep my physique at the level that it's at. And I'm very proud of it, and I'm not shy about it. And it's what makes me great, because there's almost nobody on this planet that can do it, right? It's very, very difficult with normal hormone levels on that. And I've been doing this since I was a kid. So I have a very good understanding, and I know what I need to be able to do weight-wise. Like your muscles respond to weight, and again, it comes down to protein synthesis, and I'm always looking at ways to naturally increase my protein synthesis and the things. And that's what you get with a lot of these Feed Me More nutrition products, which is what makes it different. This isn't some guy that's just decided he was going to create this because like a lot of like the bodybuilders and the not using stuff because I'll put my name on it and we'll make some money for a while. No, like this is me. This is what has made me. And that's why it's working. And people see that's what makes it different. And this isn't like, it's essentially my secret formulas that aren't secret anymore, that I share with everybody because they've helped me so much. So, but Is it? I don't find it too difficult. I know it is for a lot of people. The key is, again, keep your calories as close under your basal metabolic rate as possible, usually around 250, 300, and try to keep your strength intact throughout as much as possible. And keep your carb meals before your training. That way you got that energy burst when you need it the most. Super chat from Ryan. Oh, that was the one we got already. Sorry. What's a great natural source of plant-based protein? I would look into things like nutritional yeast, get the fortified kind with the B vitamins, 8 grams per serving on that. Easy to add to meals in your vegetables. I put 4 or 5, 6 tablespoons on my meals. Hemp hearts, fantastic. I also have omega fatty acids in that. Chia seeds have usually 5 or 6 grams of protein per serving, along with some quality fats as well. Very simple ways to mix and match on that. Again, then you come down to beans. You got your pinto and your black beans. Soy, tofu is fantastic, a complete protein. Seitan is good to mix in. It's a powder that mixes with food. A lot of the plant-based meats are all, and the plant-based meats, guys, are all pea proteins and seitan and things of that nature. So you got to look at this, and there's people that don't realize, even meat. People will be like, well, it's not, what they're making isn't natural. And I look at you, I'm like, okay, Jeffrey, like, I don't see us like, one going and hunting our own animals and then just eating their flesh with our bare hands. All this bullshit is going on. And then when you eat your burger, you're eating like 130 different cows at a time with all of it, with all the hormones and antibiotics and all the B vitamins that are injected in them because you can't get it without it. They got to supplement the animals with it. Like there's so much BS. And I was like, you think putting pea protein and having the technology to take pea protein and seitan, natural ingredients on this planet, and put them into that form is so bad with other natural ingredients? It blows my mind. And we evolve. And it shows, it makes it easier to even eat high protein on a vegan diet, which you don't even need that stuff to do it. It just makes it easier, and it makes food taste good, where we've evolved with the technology, and all the research shows that it improves with a vegan diet. There's just so many positive benefits. So it's like, how long are we going to ignore that for? Mexico, what's up? I'll laugh too when people, ew, plant-based hot dogs, that's gross. I'm like, you're literally eating a pig's ass. And you think that, like, man, on top of all the suffering and torture, I really am, like, I'm ashamed as us as a race. And it's never going to go away fully. There's just so many bad people out there too, and what's going on. The fact that animal factory farming, we don't have a gentle, peaceful way to even put animals down. It's not like we're euthanizing animals peacefully. I mean, we are fucking torturing animals. You got to watch it. We have to. We should make every child have to watch in school. Every parent, everybody that loves animals, everyone that doesn't love animals, just that shit should be shown on TV 24/7. Paid ads. Just feel the pain and the hurt. It makes me ashamed. And it's just, we got to change, because we're destroying the planet. We're destroying lives. And on top of it, our performance and our lifespans will be far, far better. And our moods will be better. Chile, what's up? Do you take BCAAs for protein muscle synthesis? I have heard so many mixed opinions. Absolutely, Justin. I take our Finish It branched chain amino acids, which are vegan friendly, as well on that. And we have raspberry lemonade and cotton candy. And we're going to be doing a strawberry banana as well here. I take usually 2 to 4 servings a day on that. I usually take them right after my first meal in the morning, after I do my Wake Up Limited Energy. And then usually I do one serving when I do my burritos, a couple servings of them. They're great for vegans as well, because you get the lysine sometimes, but I do a mixed diet anyway. So I'm getting all the complete protein I need in the day. And you only need, I think it's like 2.5 grams of lysine to make all the proteins complete for the day. It's pretty and that may not be specifically exact on that, right? But it's something in that vicinity, or maybe it's per meal on it, where it's the complete protein myth isn't like that some people, meat eaters, will say for vegans. I'm telling you, it's not the case. but it's great to supplement that in with that. I think BCAAs are great for recovery regardless. I think they're great for people to have something sweet to drink and not using the artificial sweetener ones, but I think it's a way to have a low calorie, healthy drink, getting some amino acids. I think it's great for in between meals on that. Do I think you can live without them? Yes. I think that for a lot of things, but do I think they can add to our lives if we supplement them in and give us a little bit of an edge? Absolutely. Marks are, I look at wrestling fans are good. I think fans that have a positive mindset and outlook on life and tend to talk about positive things more than others. I think bad fans, marks, tend to be negative and very obsessive compulsive, very hateful, very toxic, in which the industry is, there's a lot of people with channels. And obviously I think Twitter's by far the worst on that, where they just focus and they talk shit about everybody and they'll never be able to do it. They can't do it. And they don't want to see people do too good. And they'll talk good about people for a while, then they'll turn on them. They talk bad, and it exists for everybody at all levels and any human being on the world. And the more good that you do in your life, the more you try to help people, the more that portion of people try to break you down, because it makes them feel bad that they're not taking action in their life and their own fears and insecurities. And so they distract themselves with hate. And that's why I block it, because it's just, don't focus on me. They're going to focus it on somebody else, but I just keep that energy away. And I don't hate anybody I ever block. I just keep it away. I don't like it to be in the I protect my environment. I don't allow it in my real life. And if it is around me, I get rid of it. And I do the same for my social media. And I encourage everybody to do it. Don't allow people to disrespect you on social media. If you see it, don't argue with them, just block on that and just get them here, buddy. You don't like me. You can't control your thoughts when you see my post. Here, let's give you a little help, a little nudge in the right direction. If you want to make a few more accounts or 100 other accounts, that's your choice. I appreciate that I can consume that much of your time, because it takes a split second to make that block, and I'm back on my day rolling, as Limp Bizkit says. I cannot see your super chat. Our products, my products, Feed Me More Nutrition, is on feedmemore.com. Check out the description on YouTube here on Ryback TV, and it should be in the Facebook and Twitch link as well. We have discounts going on if you sign up for my email and text message savings, 1 a week on those, with deals not made available to the public. You'll get 25% off your next 2 orders signing up for those. We have a spin and win wheel going on right now where you can save 25, 30, and 35%. And we're giving out free half-gallon jugs and Feed Me More Nutrition gym bags as well, guys, on those. So a lot of cool deals going on to get people to buy the best supplements on the planet. No artificial sweeteners or colors, vegan-friendly capsules and powders. We have the best plant protein on the market, a caramel cookie right now. There's nothing that comes close to it on taste and how it mixes. It mixes as close to a whey protein shake as anything you're going to find. And the taste will blow your balls off if you got them. H-Town, I love to hear that. Feed Me More stuff is legit. I use it, 32 pounds down, feeling strong, healthy, and energetic. Thank you very much, and congratulations, man. That's so powerful. I truly like that right there. Like, just that you make the change. It's a mindset change, and that's what the supplements can help do. I can't change your mindset, which is why I promote the hungry mindset, and everything is tied into Feed Me More Nutrition, Feed Me More, that hungry mindset in all areas of life. It's not about being greedy. It's not about just wanting more. It's about striving for the best lives possible in all areas of life, being our absolute best. Because when we get complacent, when we get lazy, when we freeze up, when we tense up, when we sit down on that couch and we stop moving for too long and we keep watching other people moving, we fall into a deep, dark hole. We got to find a way to get hungry. And that's what I'm doing, because I've overcome this adversity multiple times in my life with this mindset, and why I'm so passionate about this. And I've just overcome the impossible with a 5-disc fusion and needing a shoulder replacement, needing a 5-disc fusion, and now being damn near 100%, back 100%, shoulder is around 90%. We're almost there, guys. And I'm telling you, I can't promise you it's going to change overnight, but I promise you over time it's going to get better. The signature with another super chat. Thoughts on Hemsworth playing Hogan? Do you think he will need a lot more mass? My super chat's further up the chat. We'll order some supplements. I'll check on, scroll up there to see if I see the other one. Usually it pops up unless this is the one, that's the one that's showing is this. Usually they pop up on my ones, the ones I don't get to. I saw a picture a while back and I thought it didn't obviously look like he was size-wise. And I don't know, a lot of actors will do steroids and do things for parts, and we've seen it with a lot of them. And some do it and go and do it in a healthier way than others. But actors can be very extreme for what they do in playing roles. So I don't know, and I don't even know what I feel like if he was going to do that, it'd be best to just do it the natural way, but he might not be able to. Most people, it's really hard to put on weight for most people. But I don't know. I would have to see. I think that the closer you look to being identical to the person, the better. Because if we look at it like, it's like you try to find someone when someone's playing the role of someone, you find someone of the same ethnicity usually, or as close to it as possible. You're not going to cast, Urkel as playing Hulk Hogan from Family Matters, right? Because it's such a disconnect. So you, as an actor, producers, you want to make that as close as possible so people feel like they are watching that person. So it's like, who's the guy that I think is going to play Tyson? The actor, and he's Jamie Foxx. And I think he's incredible at adjusting and playing roles. It's like when Will Smith did Muhammad Ali and really, he embraced the role, and it suspends your belief. And I think that I don't know. I'll have to wait and see maybe he is putting on size. I don't know. Good to see all of you guys, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you for joining. We are approaching 1 million on TikTok. We gained like 30,000 yesterday. It's going to be close to that again today, if not more. We got a couple posts going strong on there. So we could get to 1 million. I think by the end of the week, we hit 1 million. I think it could happen by Friday, possibly, if it keeps up the current pace. Alex, man, the big guy testosterone booster is no joke. Gained 5 pounds of mass. My big guy stays up and feeling more manly than ever. Thanks, big guy. Alex, that's what the products are for. That Bcaas superba is a natural Cialis and Viagra, along with the horny goatweed that will increase desire, with all the testosterone increasing ingredients in that as well. That increases your luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone on that, which will increase your total and free testosterone. And I know this because I've seen the blood work from not only myself time after time, but other people as well that send it in. And that's a product, man. That and the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner are my goals to make Amazon bestsellers. We're doing it first with the Fat Burner, and then we're going to do it with the Test Booster. I have no doubt. The products that I am putting out, nobody can touch. And there's been a lot of obstacles and a lot of BS along the way, but we are getting ready to really, really, I'm excited with what's going to happen. And the feedback, again, we're 4 or 5 stars on everything. You're never going to be perfect 100% of the time. Damn people out there with their negative reviews, but it's almost overwhelmingly 4 or 5 stars. Yeah, picking up Big Show, that was actually pretty easy. He goes up fair. He goes up as easy as any big guy out there. There's, I would say, who stressed me out the most? Mark Henry always stressed me out the most because his build, he doesn't, one, like getting picked up, and two, and he could jump. He jumps incredibly well, actually, but he's a very thick human being. And I don't know why. It was just in like the mass. But we never, me and him never had any issues on it ever. So, but it was always just harder. I remember just because my foot too, with the ankle situation, stability, I never would like want to like walk around with him for too long, which we did at Mania, get to the ropes and like, that was, man, crazy stuff. Yeah, Train 2 doesn't like going up when he was the one that on Raw when that happened. But that was all on me. I could muscle him up because we'd done it multiple times already on TV and afterwards, and it was so easy. And that night, I've talked about this before. So I actually had a nightmare, and I don't have a lot of nightmare. I had a nightmare that I didn't get him up, and because I think I got the text the night before. I was really sick, and this isn't. I just at the end of the day, it's my fault. I couldn't do it on the show, but I was having trouble breathing during that. This is why again the kick out immune support came shortly after this because I got sick one other time with pneumonia and couldn't breathe, and that's the worst feeling in the world because you think you're going to choke to death out there when you're going. So I was overly fatigued all day, and I hooked him. I didn't hook him good. I didn't get into the crease where I needed to get, and it was like I was in a rush because I think going down, I was just in a rush, and we just called an audible, just did the clothesline. That was all my fault though. He could have tried not to go up, and I'm strong enough to get him up. That was why I was just like one of those, and I tried again, and I hooked him so high. Shit happens. People, man, Brock fell with Big Show, by the way, and I don't know if people send him like people mess up all the time on things. I had like I'm trying to think of the whole time of anything, my whole career up there of thousands and thousands of power moves and everything. I think there were literally 2 or 3 things. That one, the Heyman one on a live event, and I think too the other one was as far as like with I'm wrestling Swagger and Hager. Early on, I slipped in the ring when I went to throw a knee and on my gimmick foot with my ankle when it was still really bad. But I fell. I slipped and slipped. I popped right up and we just kept going. But like things happen like with guys all the time. And I laugh at that. But I was just like, man. I also laugh too when people say I'm reckless and dangerous. And I go, people post all these photos of busted up and broken noses and bleeding everywhere. Show me a guy I've wrestled that had anything after we wrestled. You're not going to find it outside of maybe somebody if we threw some chops in a match and you got a little bit of a red chest, but like, other than that, man, which I would always have because I would want people to chop me. Like I love getting chopped. I have no thoughts on Mark going to AEW. I told you guys, business is business. I'll never frown upon anybody doing anything business-wise. I just won't have anything to do with him personally. I told you guys I'm done. He could say I'm sorry all day long. I just simply choose not to associate with him. The things that he said, there's no coming back from. He knows, and he knows what he did. I'm not playing that game. It's over. He goes his way. I'll do my thing. It's not going to affect anything business-wise. I just won't he stays over there. I'll stay over there. I'm good with that. I'm not, there's no sit down. There's no discussing unless it's, I'm sorry. And I'm publicly sorry on his end for the things that I said that I'm completely clueless about. Other than that, it's over. Like I said, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not holding on. I'm happy. I'll never say anything about people getting hired or fired, this and that. It's not worth it to me on my time. Any advice for someone currently getting certified to be a personal trainer, nutrition coach? Live the life. Don't just read textbooks. Experience things for yourself. I think experience greatly outweighs research and textbooks. And I think if you can utilize both, that's great. I sometimes think people get too study oriented, where the best studies are always on ourselves, where we actually see what truly works and doesn't work. And a lot of us are very similar. Sometimes we're not on things, but live the life. Don't be one of those trainers that is overweight. If you're overweight, get yourself in shape. Be on that journey as well, and don't BS it. And don't be one of these people that's overweight every year, saying you're doing it and you're not doing it because you have horrible eating habits that night. Like, get your act together, get your shit together, whatever it is, live the life of that will resonate with your clients and your energy, and you will help more people and make more money. And if you truly live the life, that would be my advice. I will get somebody better results all day long than the person down at the LVAC that's done every course. They could have 100 certifications. I don't care. I know how to get results because I know how to put in the work, and I know how to make adjustments, and I know how to be understanding, and that's life experience as well. And so you got to really figure that in by you know what it takes to do to get the work done and to get the results. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with the certifications, I think, and you need some of them to get to certain positions on that, but live the life, do the work, live the life. Ryback, why are you God himself? My dad is born on Christmas. I honestly was shocked at Braun getting released. I don't know what the deal with all of that is. I don't know. I feel like there's something else going on that probably, I'm sure, will come out one way or the other. But that one was a big shock. I think though too, like with Lana and Miro, I'm hoping I think that can be a very positive, great situation. I think Aleister Black will do very well for himself. It's just unfortunate, but I think it's a positive if you have the right mindset coming out. But I'll say it definitely, in being fired from developmental ones, it definitely doesn't. And I think it's even much worse on WWE. It's essentially saying you're not wanted anymore. You're not needed. I don't think that's a good feeling. It doesn't mean they're not great and amazing and can't be very, it's just, and two, with their names, a lot of them aren't going to be able to use their names. None of them. It's a starting over for a lot of people on that. And it's not easy, but I think the people that are getting released now, it's better than last year when all the talent didn't have anywhere to go work, they couldn't capitalize on that window of making great money. Like, I made more money than probably anyone in the 2.5 years I did independence. I mean, it was fantastic. And I needed that for the supplements with the amount that I was spending, because that window wasn't going to last forever. And my health, I thought there was a possibility that a match could be my last one with the amount of pain I was in and what was going on, and knowing what I was told, and still doing matches against my doctor's orders, because I knew I had to keep that going as long as I could until the supplements were bringing in the income, because there's a period on that where you're losing money. So, or you're in a hole because of all the money you spend. Fabulous Disaster says, just brought up the natural testosterone booster. Just bought the natural testosterone booster in Fat Burner Pack. Thanks for the inspiration. Thank you very much, Fabulous, my man. Please keep me alerted on here every couple of weeks on how you're feeling on that. I'm telling you, this stuff I'm giving you guys everything I got on this. Joseph, thank you very much, buddy. I truly do, and I'm very motivated. I want to be on stage with Gary Vaynerchuk, with Grant Cardone. I want to be at the 10X conference telling my story. I want to be on the Joe Rogan podcast. I want to, and being able to be an entrepreneur and an influencer in a very positive way with the hungry mindset that has helped me, like I said, overcome this adversity. We live in humans, we have a lot more in common than we don't have in common. Unfortunately, there's bad people that are on this planet, but there's a lot more good people at the end of the day. And I've lived it, and I've gotten a lot of hate over things that aren't true. There's a portion of people out there that don't know me, don't understand me, that hate me. They don't get the sarcastic sense of humor. They just don't get it because they don't want to. Because they're not happy with themselves, and they've just made an opinion and they run with it on that. But I see, and that's why I wrote the book, The Wake Up, It's Feeding Time. And I'm going to write more. That was my book of wanting for wrestling fans to introduce them into the world of a positive mindset, and that we could change our lives, because I've been down and out. I've been completely broke and had nothing. I've wiped my ass with shirts because I ran out of toilet paper and didn't have money to go get them when I was living in Louisville, Kentucky, in a little shit apartment, drinking a bottle of Burnett's vodka every night and a can of Grizzly chewing tobacco every night on that, not brushing my teeth, sometimes falling asleep after dipping and having to go to the dentist for like a 2-year stretch when I was just down and out. I was working like my ass off every day in Louisville, Kentucky on that. And I remember, I'll never forget this. This is when I knew I had to, like, things were already starting to change, but I was so down in that 2-year period. There was a point, and I got back to wrestling at OVW, and I was dipping, and I was still drinking a lot on this, but I would watch wrestling obsessively, trying to keep myself sharp on it. And I went back to wrestling, and I found the book, The Secret, and I was making changes, and I made the goal boards, and my life was changing. For the first time, I looked at myself in the mirror in almost 2 years, and I looked at the back of my teeth, and they were just completely coated in brown, that when on your teeth from not being cleaned, that you can get a little bit of buildup from coffee or caffeine. This was from chewing tobacco. It was absolutely disgusting. I was ashamed of myself that I let myself down on that and felt bad for myself and kind of fell into a little bit of a sad state. Even though I was working and training, I was very functional. I was happy, laughing a lot of times, but I had some bad habits, and I wasn't living my best life. I didn't have the hungry mindset, nowhere near what I did. I hadn't created Ryback yet. That all happened in that period right after. And then I see that. I remember I didn't even have money to go to the dentist, and I had to because I was getting tips every day. I'd set aside my $15-20 to get my chewing tobacco and my alcohol every night, and my couple liters of Diet Mountain Dew, whatever the hell I was drinking, to mix my alcohol on all of that. And then I would have enough to get gas and pay my bills and go literally day to day. I worked every day, 50, 40, 50, 60 hours most weeks. It was always as much as I could, morning to night, just to keep getting by. Would eat at the restaurant. But I remember I went and bought a little dental pick to scrape my teeth, the back, because I was so ashamed that my teeth had gotten that, and I'd let myself go for that period. And not physically, but just mentally, I let myself go for a bit on that. And that's why this all means so much to me, because when I created Ryback and with the Feed Me More and the big guy and all this, when I was down and I was away from WWE and I had nothing, I've experienced having nothing, and then creating this mindset that was like, no, this is going to change my life, and in literally getting everything that I've ever wanted or set out to do and getting results. So that's why people, they don't understand too, a lot of this. Why didn't he just let them have because they didn't create it. It wasn't just a catchphrase. It wasn't just a gimmick. It was a turning point in my life that literally shifted me out from struggling to finding happiness and success. So I think if you understand that, you understand why I fought for what I did and why I've won it, because we provide facts and information of it's on video that they didn't create it, that I did on that, right? And it's just business. It's not anything personal. It's like, you're not taking my mindset away from me and what I created when I had nothing. When you guys fired me, I created this, not you. And so that's when I think if you understand that, I think it's you have an entirely different perspective on it and view. I think it's inspiration. You go, I get it. I understand why he wants it. They didn't create it. It wasn't just a gimmick. It wasn't just a character. That was me. They always say the best wrestlers are those who are themselves turned up, right? Why do you think Ryback worked? Ryback was an extension of myself turned up. Everything, hungry, feed me more. All of that was all stuff that I had created before that and used me, and then I put it into my character on TV. And that's why it worked, because people resonated with it. And I think deep down, we all understand that hungry, feed me more mindset. We all want more. And that's why I think it works. And I think it will continue to work. And I will say it till the day I die. And it's my brand. It's not a catchphrase. It can be used as my catchphrase, but it is me, and it's an extension of my mindset. Super chat from Michael Anthony. You are an amazing wrestler, and once you and Punk left, I lost almost all interest in WWE. With that, is there anything you miss about the WWE? Yeah. I miss the energy. I miss sitting around the ringside with the guys in catering, bullshitting, busting each other's balls, laughing. I miss saying something fucking stupid and hearing Dolph just laugh out hysterically, or Stu. Wade Barrett is a tough guy to get to laugh. And I can get Wade belly laughing pretty damn good, which is why we're probably damn good friends. But like, I miss things like that. I don't miss being in pain all the time. I don't miss living on the road all the time. I don't miss the lonely nights, but I'm thankful for them because in that time, I listened to my audiobooks to learn business and stocks and things that helped me in life that I might not have gone down that path had my career and the stuff that went on early when we were red hot. And I've talked about this before. If that did not happen, I don't know if I would have been as motivated to learn right away about the stuff. I think because I always read and listened to books. I don't know if I would have went that direction. When that started happening in my money, I saw what was going on. I knew I needed to figure out something. And then I knew my back was in pain. I didn't know how long my body was going to hold up. I didn't know. I was like, I need to educate myself on, and I learned stocks and I learned business. And I've continued to learn them all the way since. So, and I don't know if that didn't happen the way that it did, I'm in the position I'm in right now and able to go back. And I think I think we're going to see a massive slingshot effect take place because of everything that happened. Adversity. And I overcame it. Do wrestlers use steroids? I do wish AEW had a drug testing policy. I don't know if there's talk of it or not. I'm all for it. I'm against steroids. I'm for talent being able to be in doctor supervised TRT, HRT in normal healthy levels for health. And I think that is something that the majority of men need to be on. And once they hit their 30s and the way with everything and the hormones in our food and the products and things, I think that is safe and healthy. I think UFC should allow it, and there needs to be drug testing and to make sure that is enforced within certain levels. It's very easy to do, and it's healthy, and it's for the talent on that. I am not for not having drug testing. I think that is not good because guys could be their own worst enemies. And I don't think it's fair that there's talent that aren't big naturally that are doing all this stuff to be a size that they can't be without it. That's what makes me special. And I want to protect that as much as possible. I don't focus and dwell on it too much, but I'm pro drug testing in wrestling. I'm WWE. I've heard different things with different people. There were some, I think, loopholes or some shady areas on that. I followed the policy 100% all the time, though. So, but I think steroids have been proven to be bad and bad for longevity and bad for your heart. You can't that stuff. They're not good for you, especially I'm talking when they're abused on that. And anything that there's no need for it. Thank you. Yeah, that match with AR Fox, I was pretty jacked up, messed up for that, my body. But that one meant a lot to me. I tried to go out there and do as much as I could with him. He's an amazing, amazing wrestler, and that was a cool experience. Thank you, guys. My love, yeah. So one, I did address the Vince stuff with the family earlier on on this show. If you can find that once we post it up, we already talked about that. The Baby Yoda I talked about this already before. Baby Yoda puts me in a good mood. It makes me smile. I've never seen The Mandalorian. I've never seen one episode. I just like the Baby Yoda memes. I am a meme lord. I got people that send me compliments. Keep the memes coming, big guy. Feed me more. I have a responsibility to inspire, entertain, and make you laugh. And those memes play a huge part in that. And I love Baby Yoda. This image behind me was given to me by a friend, in which I told you her son was shot and killed defending her and her sister months ago. And she was a kind, sweet woman. And I love Baby Yoda, and I'm very thankful she gave me that. Super chat, will you ever join AEW? Thoughts on AEW? I think that I'm very excited that they exist, and we will see what the options are with everything. And I'm in a very good mood. I'm healthy, and I'm getting closer and closer. And there may or may not be messages taking place. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I think all I will say is people online don't know shit that talk. That's all. And they never have and they never will. So we talk about the Braun stuff multiple times earlier on this show, guys. But I think, you got a guy in my social media, and I feel I'm very good with social media, even though I've been suppressed, which has made me even better. But I'm capable. I get millions of views on TikTok, and even on Instagram, I can get up there into the 6 digits on certain things. Even with that, and that count's doing better now. I don't get nearly the engagement and impressions that I should be getting on Instagram still, but it has picked up a bit. But, you look to in millions of views on some YouTube videos and certain ones growing, and even with all the BS that's happened on there, I've been able to stay in the public eye while I didn't have my health. And I could do a social media video 5 years off TV and get millions of views like that. I think that is very, very valuable and all the information anyone needs. And I think, too, being on major TV just adds jet fuel to the fire. And I think being away is a blessing. And I think it's going to create for a lot of really, really cool things. And I haven't aged, and I think I'm going to come back and be in the best shape of my life. And being vegan, my endurance is going to be just superior. And it was always great. It's just I'm on another level right now. I'm in the flow zone. So, yeah, Curtis Axel. I actually need to shoot him a message soon. I haven't talked to him in a bit. But we usually will leave voice messages. We talk on the phone sometimes. His boys will scream into the phone, and I love Curtis. How to get abs in 2 weeks. I think if you're doing, P90X, and there's really good, the Athlean X, there's really good ab programs. Getting abs comes down to, like, one, you don't even have to train abs to get abs if your diet is on point. 2, it is genetic, also the shape and your just the way your structure is on that. But I will say my abs got the way they were and sharpened up when I started doing P90X abs my first year in WWE. My ab development from Skip Sheffield to Ryback increased a lot on that. And that was from P90X abs. I'm a big fan of doing weighted abs as well once a week, but I think you got to hit abs. You got to do core stuff, body weight exercises for abs, really, really sharpen them up with a good diet. But if you're eating the shit, man, and you're high calories, you're not getting abs. You're not getting them until the diet's on point. Why does the cardboard cutout look like Matt Bloom? It doesn't. I think if you're looking at the Twitch background, it doesn't. If you're looking up close, it's me. That got me. That was a good comment. Super chat. Who is better, Kenny Omega or CM Punk? I've never wrestled Kenny Omega. I've wrestled Punk, and I enjoyed our live event matches more than anything. Me and Punk worked pretty basic matches, though, and that wasn't on my end. That was what we were doing. He had a majority of say in a lot of that. And he was really beat up, so there was a lot he didn't want to do or couldn't do. So, but I thought live events and stuff, we killed it. Reactions, that's all you go for. Anyway, that's how I gauge any match. You go Rock Hogan, one of the greatest matches of all time. You go by there's nothing crazy going on in that. But Punk was able to elicit reactions. I was able to elicit reactions, and I thought that made for great matchups on that. I think Kenny is absolutely amazing, and he's one of the guys that I really, really do think that we would bring out the best in each other. And it would just thoroughly entertain me to hear that little bitch Dave Meltzer have to put me over, which he wanted. Kenny carried him the whole match. It was difficult to work with, but Kenny kept pulling him out. And okay, Dave. All right, guys, we got to wrap up. I got to go eat here, get work done for the day. We've gone an hour and 10 minutes today. I thank you very much for joining me. Please check out Feed Me More Nutrition on feedmemore.com. And your love and support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys on another live tomorrow. Have a good night, my friends, and stay hungry. Feed me more.